Welcome to Singapore and welcome to my video. In this video, I will teach you how to use the Singapore MRT system or the Mass Rapid Transit system, which is actually a railway system that goes through most parts of Singapore and is the most convenient and most easiest way to get around in Singapore. So join me after this and I will show you and give you all the information you need to travel around Singapore. Welcome back. First information, in front of every MRT station there is this sign, and when you see this sign nearby there will be a MRT entrance. Okay. So in Singapore, the easiest and most convenient and comfortable way of getting around is to use the MRT system or the Mass Rapid Transit system. It's actually a underground and above ground rail system that Singaporeans use as public transport, and like I said earlier, it's the most convenient because they have stops all over the island, most places, and once your hotel or the place you want to go to is near an MRT station, it is very easy to get there. So like I said, just look out for these entrance markers and you'll be near an MRT entrance and you can get around easily. Okay, at most entrances, you will see this signage, this LED screen here that will tell you the timing for your train, when they are arriving, and also which entrance you are at, which exit, and the name of the station, the time it opens, okay, when the train will come, the first train, the last train, a small map of the area. Okay. And this is just one of the entrances to the MRT station. So now we are actually in the MRT station itself, and there are three types of ticket that you can get in the MRT station. Okay, the first one is the standard ticket, and the second one is the stored value smart card and Singapore tourist pass. All these tickets you can purchase at a ticket office nearby, and the first ticket we are looking at is the standard ticket. The standard ticket by itself can be used a maximum for 6 trips, and when you buy the ticket, they will charge you a 10-cent deposit. On the third trip, the 10 cent will be offset from your fare, and on the sixth trip, you get another 10-cent discount. So this ticket is useful for people who are only going to be in Singapore for a few days and are not going to stay too long, and they're not going to travel too much on public transport. Then this ticket will be perfect for you, and this ticket can only be used for the MRT. So how do you get a ticket? Well, you need to head to this machine called the general ticketing machine, which you see right in front here. And at this machine, what you can do is you can actually buy your standard ticket or pay for your fare for your trip that you want to take on the MRT. Okay. So once you reach the machine, there will be a list of all the stations. You just need to click on the station you're going to and make payment. You can pay either by cash or with coins. Next up is this card here that you see here, which is called a stored value smart card. This is actually a stored value card, and you can actually buy this at the ticketing office at every MRT station. Every MRT station will have a ticketing office, but they are not open 24 hours. So during office hours, they'll be open and you can actually buy the card there. This card itself is actually for people who are going to be in Singapore for a longer period of time and travel often on public transport. Because for this card itself, you need to actually pay a $5 deposit and maintain a minimum value of $3 on the card itself. So at the station itself, you can buy the card, and you can also top up the value at the ticketing office or at the general ticketing machine. So one thing good about this stored value card is that not only can you use this for the MRT, but you can also use it for public buses and for certain other services. Certain vending machines accept this card itself for making payment, and for taxis, certain taxi companies like Comfort and CityCab, you can also make payment using this card, but you must make sure you have enough value on the card itself to make the payment. So this card itself is very useful if you are going to be in Singapore for a longer period of time and using public transport. And lastly, the Singapore Tourist Pass. This pass was actually designed for tourists who are coming to Singapore for a short period of time and going to use the public transport a lot. Okay, so it comes in 3 options: a 1-day pass, 2-day pass, or a 3-day pass. You need to pay a $10 deposit, and for the 1-day pass, you need to pay $10, 2 days, $16, 3 days, $20, and it gives you unlimited travel, but only on basic public buses and train services. So, how do you get your hands on a Singapore Tourist Pass? Well, they're actually sold in Changi Airport itself. Okay, if you look around at the arrival hall, there should be a counter which is called Changi Recommends. You should be able to get a Singapore Tourist Pass at this counter. If not, you can actually head to the Changi Airport MRT station. At the MRT station itself, there will be a ticketing office where you can actually buy the card. If not, selected MRT stations, they do actually sell it at selected MRT stations. To find the list of the selected MRT stations and other places where you can buy these cards, I will leave you a link in the description below for the Singapore Tourist Pass website, where you can get more information about this. Let me give you a tour of the MRT station itself. In every MRT station, some of them will actually have a plaque here, which will actually show you the gates or the exits for you to use to go to the nearest landmarks like buildings or tourist attractions, and also arrow keys to show you where the exits are. So for example, you go to exit H, you head to your right. Okay, and there are also charging stations at some MRT stations where you can actually charge your phones, and also indication LED screens that tells you when the train is coming, and also a system map, and also another map of just the surrounding area where the MRT is. And of course, the gantry, the ticketing gantry, where you actually how you get through, where you actually scan your standard card or your stored value card. Okay, so in front of us now is actually the passenger counter. Okay, and right beside it is the ticketing gantry. As you can see, what you do is you scan your card there at the sensor, and you also follow the green arrow to which direction you actually walk to. Okay, and you see some of the gantries are actually red. These red gantries are actually gantries for exit. Okay, so when you want to go, you need to follow the green gantry, as you can see over there, as those people are doing, and you also can see the passenger exiting from the red gantry, the red light gantry. So this is how you use the gantry system here. You scan using your right hand on the sensor, and in front of you the gate should open. Another thing to note is for MRT stations, some MRT stations actually have multiple lines and multiple stations at a certain location. So for example, if you are meeting at Dhoby Ghaut actually have 3 different MRT lines crisscrossing them, and different stations for you to actually take the lines. So you may have to travel from one station to another station to actually take another line. Or you also may have interchange stations where you have multiple lines crossing each other in the same station itself. So you need to know where you're going, which direction you're heading, and head to that particular line itself. Once inside the MRT station, there are a few things that are common for each station. You will have, first of all, a TV screen here, which not only shows you some advertisements, they also show you the timing of the next train coming. Okay, so now something more interesting here, a bit of etiquette for boarding the train. As you can see, some trains in Singapore are actually underground and some are above ground, but the etiquette for entering the door is the same. Okay, if you look at the bottom at the door there, you see there are some markings that are painted on the door, a red arrow and a green arrow. Okay, so what does this mean? This means that they are actually asking you to actually line up, for those people who want to get on the train, to line up at the side of the door, and in the middle there, leave it empty so that alighting passengers can actually get out. And after the passengers have gotten out, then you can actually board the train. And we are actually in the train itself. Another etiquette we also have for the train is reserved seating for the needy. Okay, so if you are pregnant, you are elderly, you are handicapped, this seat is actually reserved for you, and you do see people most of the time, majority of the time, get up and give up their seat for the elderly. Okay, and in each MRT there's also a what you can call this, a map of all the stations. Okay, it will tell you what stations they are going to and which station you're heading next. The blinking light actually tells you where the station you're going to, and on that board itself, it also tells you which door to line up at. Okay, this is the blinking light to tell you the next station, and the green lights are the other stations you're going to go to, the direction you're heading to. And on the right there, okay, the top, it will tell you the door opens on which side of the train. And then there's also LED display there, which will tell you the next station you're stopping at. So this is a basic intro to the Singapore MRT train. Okay. We are reaching a station here now. We're going to get off. Next up is escalator etiquette. In the MRT itself, what you do is you keep left. You keep left so that people on the right or people who are in a hurry can actually walk up the escalator. This is another escalator etiquette for Singapore. And that brings me to the end. I hope this video has been useful for you and have given you some information, some basic information about how to use the MRT station in Singapore. And don't worry, in Singapore we do speak English. One of our major language is actually English, so a lot of signage and instructions are in English, so don't worry. Enjoy your holiday. And lastly, don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and don't forget to join me for my next adventure. Bye bye.